Hey y'all, this is your senior soul sister. Please excuse my voice. It seems to be going out today. It's probably allergies or something. But I wanted to come in and just give a quick update because I finally had my first repair session yesterday, and to just give you an idea of what's involved with that. Hopefully you'll never have to go through this, but if you do, what they're having to do, my particular repair was because the first loctician had left so much of my hair out. If you saw any of my earlier videos, I was showing you there were probably about 4 or 5 inches that were left out. So what she had to do was go back in, redo a knot down at the bottom. So the knot is down here, and you have maybe about an inch or so that's left out. That's all that you should have left out. So your hair should be interlocked all the way from the root, all the way down to the bottom. Like I said, with maybe a ½ inch to an inch. My hair and most of our hair, it gets so thin down at the bottom. I don't know if you can even see that, but that's why it's so hard to catch a knot all the way down here at the very bottom. So we've got to go back through. She did a good part of this, I think, up to about here. So, and this took about 2 hours. So how do you avoid this? Because she's going to have to go back through everything that the first person did to redo these ends. What are my tips? So I gave these to you before, but I can't stress it enough. I would really recommend a consultation. If you're going with Sisterlock, they're going to require that anyway. What you're looking at is a virtual consultation, which would be about $20, $25, but I would highly recommend the other one, which is more expensive. It's about $50 to $60, $65 is the range. And you're going to sit down with that loctician for about an hour. And she's going to go over everything with your hair. She wants you to come in with your hair completely washed, no products. Use a clarifying shampoo and get all of the product buildup out of your hair, because what she needs to see is the actual texture and density of your hair. Do you have fine hair like mine is here, where my hairline is receding and it's finer and thinner all around my perimeter? Or do you have thicker hair and it gets coarser up here at my crown, which is how a lot of our hair is, but I have several textures in my hair. So those are the things that you want to go over with your loctician. And what she's going to do is tell you, give you an idea of what size lock would be recommended for your grade and texture of hair, as well as the length. Sisterlocks, they start at about 1/8. They're going to go up to about 1/4 to 5/16. I had asked for 1/4 size in the front and then 5/16 in the back. Usually your back is going to be a little bigger than the front locks. Now keep in mind, whatever size you get, these are going to expand. So when they become mature locks in a year, 2 years, however long it takes for yours to lock, it's going to be a little bigger. So I did not want a large lock, so I don't have a problem with it being this small now, because I know that that is probably going to expand as they become mature locks. What are the questions to ask, regardless of the loctician? Like I said, try and get a referral for somebody who's gone to somebody really good and can give you that. But if you've got to do like I did and just go in blind, not knowing who the person is, on sisterlocks.com, it's going to have the different classifications of trainee, approved, or ambassador. Don't get too caught up in that, because the loctician that I have now that's really experienced, she's still on trainee status in there, but she's got like 10 years of experience. So what you have to do is ask the right questions. And those questions are, how many years have you been doing this? Can you give me references? Show the pictures or the video of what you've done before, right? You want to see that they've done something that's similar in terms of your hair length and the texture of your hair. So the way I made a mistake is the person that I actually went with, she had done a few installs, but she had only done 4C hair, and she had only done about 6 to 8 inches. My hair is about 12 inches, with me having cut 2 inches off to try and make it a little easier and cheaper for the process, and hopefully a shorter process that would take me maybe 25, 30 hours instead of 30 to 40 hours. What else? So ask about the size of the lock. Go over that. What size do you want? How many locks do you want? And why is that important? One of the other earlier videos, I showed you how to count out. I did mine in sections of 10 so that I could count them. So this section came out to about 150 something. This section was about 160 something. And that was in the range that I wanted. And then the back, you figure, would be another 200 and something at least. So you're figuring 300 and then another 200 and something. And you want to stay in that 500 range. Sisterlock says anything over 400 is considered Sisterlocks. And it really depends on how thick and dense your hair is in terms of how many locks you're going to have. You want to avoid 700-800 locks, even I'd say 600 locks, because what you've got to keep in mind is when you go back for your retightening every 4 to 6 weeks, that adds to the time that it's going to take for her to retie all the new growth that you have for each lock. And the average is about $60 to $65 per hour for those retightening sessions. So my retightening, I've had one done so far, and that one lasted, I'd say, about right at 2 to 2.5 hours. What else? Definitely ask whether or not the person is doing this full-time or just a part-time side hustle. You want the person who's doing this full-time. This is their job. This is what they're doing. They may do it out of their home. That's not a problem as long as this is what they do on a consistent basis. This is what they've been doing over time. Not somebody that's just starting out, has only done a few of them, working from home, doing it as a part-time side hustle, and just doesn't have the experience. You are spending too much money and an investment to go with somebody that doesn't have the level of experience that you need. It's worth it to spend the extra money, because what I'm having to spend now with repair sessions more than makes up for what I thought I was going to save by going to Jacksonville, where I work, because their prices were running about $500 to $1,000 less. Now, I do think I could have gotten a very good person in Jacksonville. I just did not do the consultation with the right person. And of course, if you've had 1 or 2 consultations, you don't want to keep spending that money. So even before you book your consultation, try and ask those questions. How long have you been doing this? What level of experience do you have? Can you give me any references? And if they tell you they'd only want to give you all of that in a consultation, then kind of be a little leery of that. Try to get some experience. Most of them will have a website, some pictures, references in terms of what they've already done. What else? Make sure that they are following the grid pattern. If you are doing Sisterlocks, they have to go by the grid pattern. That's the whole thing with Sisterlocks. They're going to use a specific grid pattern. They're going to use their Sisterlock tool. They will have already gone through the training and certification for it. If they haven't done that, then you are probably not getting Sisterlocks. And like with me, my loctician said I did all of the right steps, but I still wound up having just a terrible install by going with somebody who just didn't have the level of experience for my hair. So I can't stress that enough. Just try to get somebody who has the experience that you need, whether you're going with microlocks or whether you're going with Sisterlocks. You can, of course, if it's microlocks, you can just Google a search, who does microlocks in your area. Again, see if they have a website. If you're going with in that way, I would probably go with somebody who has a shop, but also know they may only be renting booth space at that shop and not always be there, as compared to someone who is still doing it full time in the shop and is getting feedback from her coworkers and is going to do a good job. So if you've got any questions, put it in the comments. I'll be glad to share any information with you that I can. I just don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through. I think all of this is going to work out in the end, but it was just such a hassle getting it to this point. Most of the time I keep this braided or twisted up. I just took it out today so that I could show you. And of course, I Bantu knotted so I can get the curls in when I want to wear it out, because right now, until I have everything done with my repairs, I really don't even like wearing it down unless I have more of a curl to it. So, okay, that's all for now. I hope this helps. And please, please just do the consultation, do your research, and do yourself a favor and get yourself somebody that's really qualified to do this correctly. All right, talk to you later. Bye.